Hey, Kevin, let me ask you this. I love your stand-up. It's so good. It's observational. It's based on real life. And if you love Chris Farley, you get some of that. But Kevin's his own man and a brilliant comic. My question is, he had those Spade. I love Spade, right? And Sandler and those guys were so close to Chris. And when you're around you, there are similarities in personality. Do they try to hang out with you? Do they talk to you, keep the relationship going, and kind of feel like they still have Chris in their life a little bit?
Well, sometimes I don't see him as much as I did. Obviously, life gets in the way. But I used to hang out when I was in L.A. I used to hang out with those guys a lot more than I did now. But I don't hang out with them as much because, just people get families and that kind of thing. But, yeah, I think probably there was some of that.
Sure.
I think there was probably some of that. But I think they miss him so much, and people loved him, and that's the legacy that he has is his friends really loved him, and everyone on SNL always spoke highly of him.
Yeah, man, it was so powerful. When you hear those guys, I mean, their lives were really, really ruined for a little bit. I mean, Spade couldn't go to the funeral. Am I correct?
Yeah, no, that was too much. He called and said, I can't really do it, and I understand. I mean, that was a dark. Those were dark days, and my dad passed away a couple years after that. So we went through our tough time, definitely during those, during those times. But that was for everybody. And the funeral itself was really, really, that was one of the most moving things, just to see people, how much he touched people's lives, So I'm proud of him for that, For all of his faults that he had a huge heart, and he touched people and got to people, and so he lives. That's his legacy, and so I look back and I'm proud of him for that. So that's the greatest thing
for
in
sure.
the world. Yeah,
no one will ever forget Chris Farley. That's for damn sure. I mean, he just had that power. I mean, you could not watch him and not be moved, affected, and really have this lingering affection for him because he was so lovable and so real, and he was so daring and willing to go out there.
Yeah, he lived like he lived like right out there, where and you kind of worried about him at the same time, like as his brother. I'm like,
it's like a tightrope.
If you enjoyed this short clip, click over here to watch another short clip, and if you want to watch the entire episode, the entire podcast, click here.